take two because I had stuff on my teeth the first time, so I just stopped it and started over. So here we go. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving and that you enjoyed whatever it was that you endeavored in that day. I hope that you got to spend time with friends, family. Did absolutely nothing if you wanted to do nothing. You did whatever you want to do. Did some Black Friday shopping if you wanted to. Ate good food if you wanted to. Just whatever you wanted to do. I hope you got to enjoy it. We stayed pretty busy. Like William got in late Wednesday evening. And we did... Y'all, I think it's my lipstick. Okay, I'll quit being a nerd now. Okay, I'm not going to restart this, so sorry. Lipstick, that's what it is. I put chapstick on, and it's an Everstay lipstick, so yeah, that's what it is. Sorry. Anywho, so we just stayed busy. So Thursday, we got up, and we enjoyed some Macy Days Parade while we cooked, and then we went over to my mom's and we ate. Enjoyed that togetherness, and we was there for quite a while. Like, we sat and visited, and it was a good time. Then, y'all, my ADHD is gonna be bad right now, and I don't even have it, but I get sidetracked because the neighbors have some lights, some Christmas lights. So, anyways, so yeah, we did that Thursday morning, and then Thursday evening, we had decided we were going to go look at Christmas lights, right? We didn't. We came home. We were actually on the way home. And I'm like, I really just kind of want to stay at home and just veg out and hang out with you. And he's like, yeah, that sounds great. So that's what we did. We did absolutely nothing besides sit around, veg out, and enjoy each other. Saying that, hey, we would do that, on Friday before we go to the casino. So that was a full day Thursday, family time, came home. And, that tryptophan that's in the turkey, it made us tired time, and then just enjoyed. And then Friday we got up and I got to go shopping. I don't really like to Black Friday shop, to be honest. It's not my thing. But what we did is they were having some good sales at the place where I shop for my bras and stuff. So, we went and checked it out. And then I might have got 2 pairs of shoes. Those boots. I told William I wanted boots because, my feet are going to get cold. And since then, it's been incredibly warm and very nice and no need for boots. Go figure. So, we did the shopping. And then from shopping, we went to eat. And from going to eat, we went to go look at lights. From going to look at lights, we went to the casino. We did really great at the casino. Had a good time. Ended up being there like 3-4 hours. I don't know. It was perfect. And then came home. And then he left out on Saturday about 2-ish. We always have a goal. Like, you're going to leave by 12. And he always ends up leaving at 2, 4, 6, 8, whenever. So yeah, that's what we did. But it was a good time. It was a really good time. I worked on some treatment plans yesterday. No, Saturday. I don't know. My neighbors are being loud too. They're being loud. I thought all that was done for this time. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyways, I ended up getting all my work caught up, all my treatment plans done, everything I needed to just walk into this week very accomplished and with not much to do. So that was good. Let's see. Today started back to work, and I'm telling you, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to go to work. I just wanted to continue to stay at home and sleep. But I get it. Got up, got busy, and stayed busy all day. So then when I'm home, William's like, well, it's an early night for you. And I'm like, point is, I just didn't even want to go. Like today, I didn't want today to happen. I just wanted to be home and be lazy. I ain't even gonna lie. About the neighbors, okay? So where we live, neighbors are like neck to neck close. Like there's very little space in between. Part of the problem with living in the city, okay? And when I tell you I was sitting here working the other night and like literally thought somebody was like inside my living room, right outside my window here, whatever it may be. It was loud. They did not care. No worries to the world. Just did not care at all that they were interrupting me or bothering me. And it was this way, like, forever loud. Okay. And I think the problem with that is because they've never had people over. And they are definitely not that loud. So, very not used to that. Right? So it made me a little nerve-wracked, I guess you could say. I was just kind of like, I don't know who you is, but you're close to my window. And, of course I have the curtains closed and I know they can't see in here, but it's still it was just the thought process. And then, you go to bed and you're like, I wonder if there's stuff right outside my window, like, you just worry. It's crazy stuff, but that's what you do. So I'm glad they enjoyed family time. I'm glad they got to do it. I would never want to deter from that. I didn't say anything to them. But that's going to take me into what we're going to talk about today. And that would be okay, so if you're unhappy with something, right? And you don't like the way that it is, do you always have to respond? Do you always have to have something to say? Is there always going to be something to follow up with it? Like, is that a requirement? Does there have to be a response to every situation? And what I've learned over the years is no. There's a lot of situations that require zero response, like you heard what the other said, you don't like it, or the neighbors outside, you don't like it. Whatever it may be, you don't always have to respond. And sometimes it's best that you don't respond. Like, not every situation needs your opinion. I mean, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And you said your point. Now, okay, let's go on. And I am probably the worst at this. Now, there's times I'll hold my ground and I'll, think I need to have the last word. I'm not going to say I don't. But more so not than do. I will hear your situation and I'll just be like, okay. And so what I've learned is that is also a hard response for some people. Like if you're just like, okay. And they just feel the need to, come back and be combative or, continue on. And I'm just like, okay. I don't know. I guess I just learned that there's times that you're going to think differently or you're going to process things differently, and it's okay, so not everything needs my response. Kind of like them. I really could have got up and responded to this very, very negatively. I gotten rude, been be quiet, get out of my yard. I didn't know, because who am I to try to damper their good time? They were out there playing ball, having a good time. Yes, they were being obnoxiously loud. Yes, it really kind of bothered me. But I had options. I just chose to get up and walk away from where I am because not everything deserves my attention like that. Not everything has to ruffle my feathers. So I just okay. So I finished up what I was doing and I got up and I walked away and I called William and I complained about it. Why? Because he can listen to it and he doesn't, I'm not hurting nobody. He's just like, okay, because I don't want to give them something that they I don't need to give them a mouthful that they didn't need to hear. They were having innocent fun. But it's kind of like, I don't know. I think that a lot of people think they have to give their opinion into everything, and I think it's because it's all about a me society. I think it's whatever we call it. Like my feelings, my thoughts and feelings are more important than yours. So I'm going to argue my point until I'm blue in the face because then I feel justified. And I have never been. No, I can't say never. I probably have done that a time or two. I'm not going to say never, but I find no joy over it. Um, we always have, like I have a 24, God, she's 24 now, 24-year-old that knows everything. And I could sit there and battle with her, right? Like I could go head to head with her, but what am I gaining? Not a thing. She'll figure it out and understand, or she won't. Or hey, what if she even found ways to prove me wrong? Either way, it's what's going to happen. Not everything needs the same response. Um, so I think that it's important to keep, why does response matter? Response is all about you and how you perceive it and how you take it, and that is all it is. We respond in normal negative light or in anger or with excitement or whatever because of our response. It's our response. All we can do is identify it. What everybody else does, says, or thinks does not really affect our response. Now, there's certain subjects, like I said, I will go to town on and not care. But generally, I would say 7 out of 10 times, I'm going to be like, okay. Because I don't want to waste energy on it. There's no reason for me to waste energy on it. My phone has now went off from a survey from my pharmacy, or they're calling me. There's nobody on the other line. Text, calls, like it never goes off until you guys get on here. It's the craziest thing. But anyways, I think it's just important to be mindful of what you're investing in your response and let your response be a true in identifying factor of who you are. Okay. Like for example, my kids should know they can come to me with any truth that there is, and I'm not going to explode, right? They don't. 9 times out of 10, they have to wiggle their way in, tell a few stories, a white lie here, say nothing at all, whatever it be, because they're afraid of my response. And what gets me is that my responses really aren't that bad, right? Like, so you're broke and you need gas? Okay. Joke's on you, my kid getting pregnant. Like, I'm pregnant. Okay. Well, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, what would me being negative about anything solve? What does that do? Absolutely nothing. There's no reason for my response to be a rebuttal or negative or anything like that. Again, come at me and tell me that you've killed somebody, we're going to have a conversation. Tell me that you hurt somebody, we're going to have a conversation. I will give my last word till my last word cannot be said anymore. Tell me something that you've done serious. My response will match what you're saying. That is what I'm saying. And think about that. Can you honestly say your response matches what the situation is? Do you sometimes go overboard? Do you sometimes not say enough? I'm not saying I'm a pushover by all means. That's not at all what I want you to think. But what I do want you to think about is that I'm choosing what I let control me. And I don't let whatever the situation or drama or chaos or whatever it will be, I try not to let that get under my skin to where my response is just not more than what it needs to be. And there's, like I said, it's all about not trying to stress myself out. So think about what you're responding to. Think about the situation. Is your response accurate to what's going on? Do you maybe need to think about a few things? Like maybe you should change something. Maybe you should work on something. So if I came to you and said I ate fried bologna, and you're like, "Ooh, I hate fried bologna. It's gross." Was that necessary? No, not in that tone. Not to be like, "Diane, that's gross," and like have a conversation. Completely different. But the way that you respond is going to indicate how that conversation happens. So think about that. Um, if if you come to me and tell me that you like beer, I'm going to be like, okay, ugh, I really just cannot stand it. Probably not the best way to do it because my facial expression suggests that I'm disgusted, but really it's just the thought of beer really just makes me want to hurl. Um, but it's not because I'm judging you, but I can see where that could be perceived as that, right? So I really have to be like, oh, I just don't really care for beer. I have to really think about my facial expression and how I'm responding. Not the words that I'm only using, but how I'm responding. Um, if you were to, I don't know, have your kid come up and they were like, hey, so I kissed a boy, and you freaked out on them, they might not be so comfortable coming back to you when something more happens. And I get it. Our first response, how we take that in is totally sometimes very hard. But the true thing about all of that is that it can all be changed by just stopping and thinking about what the situation is, how do you need to respond or want to respond, and how do you not let yourself get ran over. So if somebody comes up to you and talks about your religious beliefs, you still don't have to be hateful. You simply say, thank you for sharing. Have a great day. Or, okay, thanks. You don't have to be ugly about it. Okay? I can think of so many things over the last year. The issues with racism in our lives and people around us. And there's so many people that are racist that are not. And there's people that believe in masks that don't. And like, the one thing that I can say with dignity is when somebody came up to me and said, well, I don't want to wear a mask because it's not my choice. I never was like, ooh, gross. No. Okay. And then I made choices of what I wanted to do with that information. So it becomes a process. You have to really, I could have rebutted and been like, well, you're wrong and you're killing people. But if they cared, we wouldn't even be in a conversation, right? It's just that it's not even that they don't care. Like, their views are different than my views. So therefore, is what I say going to affect the outcome? Probably not. Okay? I have family that is hardcore. COVID's not real. And I have family that's like, okay, we've had COVID and it was bad, but not horrible. And I have friends that I've known who have lost loved ones from it. Everybody's thought process on that's going to be different, but how I handle that situation when it's brought upon me is completely my own. So I've really tried to be mindful with my responses. And I've told William quite a few times, there's some things that just don't deserve a response. Not meaning that I don't care, but it doesn't deserve my energy. It doesn't deserve the negativity that comes with me. With it, it doesn't deserve a response. So I choose not to respond. I choose not to say something because the response isn't beneficial or helpful. So, with that being said, I'm going to sign off. I know this kind of turned into a ramble, but I kind of like that too. Know that I will try to be back here every day this week. Thankfully, I've kind of got my plate a little bit clearer and can see a little bit better. I don't have so much to swim through because I've got a lot of work done. So yeah, I hope to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, or anything else like that, let me know your true opinion. So, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.